Yeah, what's up? Your audio's on. Hello, everyone.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome in to Blazers Uprise Live here on a Thursday. We got a couple things to talk about today. We'll give the latest on Scoot Henderson and his injury, and hopefully he'll be returning soon. We'll talk a little bit about the Blazers' recent improved play in competitive losses against the best teams in the West. And we got 7 games for picks against the spread. Eric, how's it going?
Pretty good. How about you, Tori?
It's going well, man. It's going well. Let's just jump straight into it. Let's not even waste time with the intro. Let's just jump straight into the standings. Because I want to get past the standings. Because the standings look uglier and uglier by the day, Eric, for picks against the spread. Because, oh my goodness, none of us went above 500 on Monday.
Yikes.
None of us. The best record was 503, who went 3-4. You had
my 3-5 doesn't look so bad now.
No, not at all. I was like, I went 2-5. Dang, I lost ground on chat. No, chat also went 2-5, which, man, I could have really gained ground on chat and put myself in a position to surpass them today. Unfortunately, I did not. We went a combined 4-13 on double downs. I don't know what it is with the last month and a half, Eric. We've been in such a slump collectively. just doing terrible picking favorites. We're 46 games above 500 picking underdogs, but the problem is we pick more favorites than underdogs, and it does not go well for us.
Yeah.
Arrow is the only one I have listed as picking the underdog more than not, although that might have been glitched. I'm not sure. Regardless, we're struggling, but we can only look ahead. And I'll see if I can gain some ground on chat today. The good news is Chase 3-5, but he gained a game on chat. Unfortunately, Jackson down there lost a game on chat, 1-7, lost both his double downs. That's rough. Zach is the only guy who won a double down, and it's the only game he won. He went 2-5. So just a rough stretch that we're in right now, but we can always turn it around, and let's see if that happens today, as the first game that we have is the Detroit Pistons hosting the Brooklyn Nets. The Nets are only 2.5-point road favorites.
All right, in this one, Day'Ron Sharpe, Cam Johnson, Cam Thomas, Ben Simmons, and Dariq Whitehead all out. Did you hear Ben Simmons is out for the season now?
Yep, not a shocker.
And for the Pistons, only Quentin Grimes is out.
Yeah, so the Nets got a couple blowout wins, and then I was starting to feel them, and then they just had a couple terrible losses. And the Pistons, I don't know what, it's the Pistons. So this is a tough game off the bat, man. I'll pull up picks on my phone real quick. And we'll get this ball rolling. We got Steven going Pistons. We got 503 going Nets. We got Crushables going Pistons.
Arrowmancer went Nets. Jackson went Pistons. Chase and Trevin are Pistons.
Cool. I love that we have Chase in here now, man. Right, so
Connor Nets.
Connor's Nets. Zach and Trevin.
Trevin's Pistons.
Okay. So we got Trevin, Jackson, Crush, Chase, Steven, Pistons. Everybody else so far. Nets, waiting on Zach, you, myself, and chat. Chat right now, feeling the Nets 75% of the vote.
I'm going to say Pistons.
Yeah, I'm kind of there with you. Yeah, I just a tough game. The next game's tough too as well. Do we have Zach?
I haven't seen him.
All right, well,
here goes the phone call.
He's mods lately when they're not in here, they show up right when we ask about them. It's kind of surreal, but I always love a good Zach phone call, Eric. It's tradition.
Mm-hmm.
Max Anderson says I speak for chat, Nets for chat.
Hello, Zachary.
Hey, you guys on stream right now?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, how's it going, chat? Yeah, I was walking my little brother to a friend's house. I missed track of time, so I'll be on in just a second, okay?
Yeah, no problem. See you then.
Yeah, see you guys. Peace.
Love you, Zach.
Family over picks against the spread? Family over picks against the spread. Okay, I guess I'll accept it. Next game, we got the Indiana Pacers hosting the Minnesota Timberwolves. Pacers 1.5-point home favorites.
All right, in this one we have for Minnesota, Karl Anthony Towns and Jalen Clark are out. For the Pacers, Benedict Mathurin and Doug McDermott are out.
Yeah, rough news for the Timberwolves is Karl Anthony Towns is out indefinitely with a torn meniscus. They are the first team in the West. We'll see if they can tread water without him, but definitely rough news.
I go Pacers.
See. You're going Pacers. All right. Pacers for you.
No, not Edwards. Edwards is playing. Karl Anthony Towns and Jalen Clark are out.
I'm gonna go Pacers. I just don't know what the Timberwolves look like without Towns. Got Wolves for Steven and 503.
Timberwolves for Trevin. Pistons for Zach in the first game. Wolves for Chase in this one.
Okay, hold on. Pistons for Zach. Okay.
In the first game.
Yeah, so this is an 8v4 in favor of the Pistons, believe it or not. And then game 2, what were the picks again?
Wolves for Chase and Trevin. Pacers for Zach.
Okay, Zach's Pacers, Wolves.
And then Jackson is Wolves. And Aramith are Wolves.
Ready. Jackson Wolves, Arrow Wolves. So we need Connor, and then chat is going Timberwolves, 56% of the vote. So chat and I are going against each other on both games so far. And then Connor at the buzzer. He did not beat the buzzer. Next game. Dallas Mavericks hosting the Miami Heat. The Dallas Mavericks are 4.5-point home favorites.
All right. We got Tyler Hero, Kevin Love, and Josh Richardson out for the Heat. It says Patty Mills to be determined. He just signed there yesterday, so not sure about him. For the Dallas Mavericks, it looks like everyone is available.
The Mavericks have lost 3 games in a row. The Warriors have almost passed them. The Warriors could pass them today.
Man, 4.5. I'm in the Mavericks. Screw it.
Eric's Mavs. I'm Heat. Steven is Mavs.
Connor's Timberwolves from last game.
Okay. Timberwolves, so this is an 8v4 in favor of the Timberwolves. Alright. So we got Mavs for Steven. We got, let's see here.
Mavericks for Aeromancer.
Mavericks for Arrow. Heat for 503.
Mavericks for Jackson.
Okay. Crushables went Heat. Chase went Mavs. At least according to text. I think he said that in chat as well. Let's see. We got chat right now. 50-50 in chat. Vote in that chat poll. By the way, those of you who are active in the final, month or two of picks, that's what I'm going to be paying attention to. If chat wins, we'll be doing giveaways and such for people that were active in chat during picks against the spread. Okay? But that will be based on the comment section, because that's the only way we can determine it. So, make sure you show up, be active in the comment section over the final month.
Zach went Heat. Trevin Mavs. Connor Heat.
Okay. Connor Heat.
Zach Heat.
Mavs?
Mavs is... No, Zach is Heat, and then Trevin's Mavs.
Okay. And then chats is Mavericks 57% of the vote. This doesn't start now. I'll go back and just pay it, I'm basically going to go back through multiple streams and just look at the comment section and see who was active. And Yeah, basically, winner gets $100 if it's one of us, but like I'll do $100 worth of giveaways for chat. Okay, so that's the plan right now, and I'll have more information at the end of the year. All right, next game, we got the Phoenix Suns hosting the Toronto Raptors. The Suns are 10-point home favorites.
All right. In this one, we have, unfortunately, these later games have a bunch of questionable people. Bruce Brown out, Pirtle out, Scotty Barnes out. Jalen McDaniels, DJ Carton, O'Shea, and Baji are all questionable. For the Suns, we got Devin Booker, Nasir Little, Josh Okogie, and Damian Lee all out.
Alrighty. I just don't trust the Suns to blow out a team. I feel like every time I pick the Suns when they're big favorites, they let me down.
They will tonight, though.
I know. That's the problem. It's gross. This is where I overthink things. All right, we got 503 going Suns. Steven going Suns. We got Raptors for Crushables.
I'm going to go Suns.
We got Suns for Chase, Suns for Eric.
Probably stupid.
Wait, Chase went Raptors. Okay.
So let me get. Jackson is Raptors.
Okay. I'm also going Raptors. Screw it. Let's do it.
Aeromancer Raptors.
Okay. So we need Zach, Trevin, Connor, Chet. Right now, Suns 69% of the vote.
Connor Suns.
Suns believers rise up. Yeah, we'll see. Connor Suns. Man, this could be a monumental gain for me today if all my picks are good, because I'm disagreeing with chat on almost everything. I love it. So
Trevin was Suns.
Trevin Suns, and then Zach.
Not sure.
We are chilling on. All right. Chat results have been the opposite of my picks every time so far. We'll see if chat should have listened to you, JP. Yeah, once again, if you're just joining us, be active in chat during these, because I'm going to go back and look at who was active in chat during these. And if chat wins, we're doing giveaways at the end of the year for people who were active. All right, we'll just move on to the next game. Denver Nuggets hosting the Boston Celtics. This is a phenomenal game, Eric. Maybe the favorite to win the NBA title versus the defending champs. And the Celtics are 1.5-point road favorites.
All right, the Nuggets have Vlatko Konkar out. The Celtics have Neemias Queta out, and Jaylen Brown is listed as questionable.
All right, chat, there's your poll. And I am ready when you are, Eric.
Chase is Nuggets.
Ready.
Aeromancer is Celtics. Jackson is Nuggets. Connor is Nuggets.
All right, Crushables is also Nuggets.
Eric is Nuggets.
Alrighty. Steven is Celtics. 503 is Celtics. I'm going Celtics. Chat right now, Celtics up 56% of the vote. Gray Hughes, that's a name I haven't seen in a while. What's up, Gray? Says, hey, aren't you guys loving the taller athletic lineups we have out there? So young, but playing pretty well. I mean, defensively they're better, but shooting-wise, they've been a little bit rough. Chat is at 50-50 now. So, waiting on Trevin, waiting on Zach for the last couple of games. No rush to Zach, though. Zach the family man. All right, chat. Next vote breaks the tie, and it's Nuggets 53% of the vote. We got Celtics for Trevin. Man, we got some good games today. I'm looking forward to it. All right. Next game, second to last matchup. We got the Golden State Warriors taking on the Chicago Bulls. This is a big game because the Bulls are 12th place lottery odds, Eric. They are 3.5 games away from Golden State. So if the Bulls can win tonight, they'll be 2.5 games back. If not, there is like no hope that Golden State ends up 12th or higher. So, big game for the tank race. The Golden State Warriors, though, 8-point home favorites.
All right, and in this one we have, for the Bulls, Zach LaVine, Patrick Williams, Lonzo Ball, all out. Torrey Craig, questionable. For the Warriors, they have no one on their injury report.
So the Warriors played, that was last night, right? They beat the Bucks?
Yeah. They blew them out, though, so I don't know how hard they had to play.
Yeah. But second night of a back-to-back after beating the Bucks. Could be a trap game.
I think the Bulls might have played last night, too.
This could be a trap game. I went against Chicago against a better team last time, and it burnt me as well, so I'm very tempted to go Chicago. I don't know, though. I'll wait. We got Bulls for Steven. We got Bulls for 503. Crusher Bulls, of course.
Yeah, Bulls played last night. They beat Utah in Utah.
Oh, well, that was yesterday. That wasn't picks. Yeah, so they've won a couple in a row, huh? Because they won on... Or no, maybe they just covered on Monday? Not sure. Arrow went... Warriors?
Jackson is Warriors. Trevin, Connor, Chase, all Warriors. I'm going to go Bulls.
I'm going Warriors. Chat is 50-50 once again. Love it. Next vote breaks the tie. It's the Chicago Bulls for chat. Alrighty. This is gonna be a fun day, man. It's gonna be a fun day when I go 7-0 and chat goes 0-7. Alright. And then this could be a split vote depending on Zach. Still waiting on him for a few games here. Final game. Sacramento Kings hosting the San Antonio Spurs. The Kings are 11-point home favorites.
All right. In this one, just hit refresh. See if any of these have changed. The Spurs are playing without Charles Bassey and Victor Wembanyama.
Wemby's out?
Yeah. For the Kings, they're without Sasha Vezenkov.
God, man. I was thinking about picking the Spurs and doubling down on the Spurs, assuming Wemby was playing, and he ain't playing. So now I have to think some more.
That's why you should listen for the injuries.
Why no?
No, not you. I'm talking to Chase.
Oh, what did Chase say?
He said Spurs, and then he said, "Wait, I didn't know Wemby was out."
That's why you gotta look up the injuries too if you send your picks in ahead of times. We got Kings for Connor, Chase, Trevin. We use underdog, by the way. For
I'm gonna go with the Kings.
I'm gonna go Kings.
Arrow's Kings and Jackson is Kings.
503 is Kings. Crushables is Spurs. And chat is Kings. Alright, so could be a Crushables Island depending on what Zach would go with. Now it's time for double downs. And I'm just going to look through the games one more time. I'm like confident in my picks, but I'm not confident in like any specific picks, if that makes sense. I don't know. I'm gonna double down on the Kings. Let me know what chats is. If anybody knows. Steven is doubling down on the Celtics.
Shots the first game, 77%. Nets was the highest.
503 is doubling down on the Suns. We got Crushables doubling down on the Nuggets. Chase said he'll pick his double down during the stream. Arrow's doubling down on the Mavericks.
Jackson is Kings.
Alright. So waiting on you, Zach, Trevin, Connor, Chase.
I'll go opposite chat.
Okay, so what are you going?
Nets are playing the Pistons.
Yeah, you're going Pistons?
Oh wait, has that game already started?
Yeah, I mean, I assume I trust you if you say you didn't look at the score, so.
I'm not seeing the score.
Okay, so what are you going?
I'll go Pistons if that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh man, people are hating chat's picks.
I won't be shocked if Tori catches up today.
Chat is doomed.
We'll see. We'll see. Who's up 8-0? The rest, yeah, I don't know. Well, now we know the score, so now Maz can't double down on that. Trevin's going Suns. Where's Connor and Chase? Have they made their double down pick? Can you check?
I do not. Well, Connor's Tom Wiles. Tomb Wiles. Chase, I do not see. Warriors. He's going Bay Area.
Alrighty, that was the other team I was thinking about as well, so. We'll see if we can have a better day than Monday. It was a bad start to the week. You got a difference of opinions here in terms of double downs. Me and Jackson going Kings, 503 Trevin going Suns, and then everybody else is on their own. You got Eric versus Chat. Eric's the Pistons, Chat's the Nets. You got Steven versus Crushables. Steven is the Celtics, Crushables is the Nuggets. You got Arrow going Mavs, Connor going Timberwolves, and Chase going Warriors. So this is going to be a fun slate of games today. Alrighty. That concludes picks against the spread. We need to get Zach's pick soon, though, for the last 4 games.
Yeah.
And then he'll have to double down on probably one of the last 4. So, alrighty. So Scoot Henderson, Eric. Has the injury report for tomorrow been released? Because I know they release it like around this time, the night before.
I've not seen it yet, but I will double check. Nope, there hasn't been a tweet by Blazers PR since last night.
Yep. But as you said on the postgame show last night, injury updates from Chauncey Billups, right? Thibault and Grant were game time decisions. Both of them played. Kamara and Ayton missed the game yesterday. We'll see if those guys get healthy soon.
I think Kamara was just sick, so.
Yeah. Physically healthy and, I don't know. Yeah. Not sick for Kamara, hopefully soon. Hopefully he feels better. But the big one on this is Scoot Henderson getting close and hopefully back this weekend. So the Blazers play Friday and Saturday. Maybe he only plays in one of those 2 games. But Scoot Henderson was shown working out before the game. So Sean Hyken reporting that Scoot Henderson is getting close and hopefully back this weekend. That was an update straight from Chauncey Billups. So we were worried that he could be out for the rest of the season. But it sounds like he's fine. And I doubt he would be playing if it was something that they were worried about him re-aggravating. But then again, he supposedly re-aggravated it. Apparently it was a problem before the Rising Stars game that he played in, and then he re-aggravated it during that. So who knows? But I am excited to see him back on the floor. I am excited to be able to watch Scoot Henderson over the rest of the season because he's going to make this slog of March, 17 games in March, right? It's a rough situation that this team is in, losing a bunch of games, but he's going to make it fun.
Yeah.
Which is all I'm looking for, man, because dang.
Yeah, back-to-back games Friday, Saturday. Hopefully he plays Saturday. And, I mean, it's okay if he has to sit out a few games just for rest the rest of the way, but you need to see him out there starting with Anthony.
Yeah, absolutely. Get reps with Anthony. That'll be good for him. And then Shaedon Sharpe is also doing light shooting.
Very light shooting, yes.
Yeah, so I don't expect Shaedon Sharpe to play again this season. But, man, it's easy to kind of forget about Shaedon Sharpe because he's missed multiple games this season, and now he's out with the surgery. And, you know, I'm kind of used to him not playing. And he's a guy that's a lot of fun to watch, and it would have been interesting to see his development if he was able to stay healthy all season because of how inconsistent he was at times this year.
Yeah, I think there's less than 5% chance that he plays this year.
Yeah. But at least we could get some Scoot, and this team's been playing better. This team got out a little bit in transition yesterday, which was nice to see. Like, I feel like Scoot's going to come back, and he's going to be solid. We'll see how rusty he is. It kind of sucks that he was playing so well and then gets hurt because I wanted to see him build off that after the All-Star break. Like, this dude has not played in an NBA game in almost a month now, so we'll see what sort of rust he has. You know, I'm going to be patient with him. Obviously, we're hoping for him to break out and showcase the generational prospect that we drafted him to be, right? Mm-hmm. But I think we might need to have a little bit of patience once he returns to knock some of the rust off. But the good news is once he's healthy, like, he'll get a lot of minutes. There's no Malcolm Brogdon. There's no Shaedon Sharpe. They've been starting Delano Banton or Chris Murray at the shooting guard spot. So Scoot's going to come back, start right away, play, 30 to 35 minutes and get reps.
Yeah, absolutely. And Shelvin in chat says, if Simons can keep up his peak play December last 3 games of 25 and 6 on 58% plus true shooting, what does that mean for Scoot? Love both, but I think front office could see Simons as the lead guy. The front office has been super high on Anthony long before Scoot was even the 3rd pick, so I don't think that's changed at all. I think they are still in it with the three guards. I don't think Anthony's play or him playing better the rest of the way or more consistent, having more consistent games like the last couple, I don't think that sways them at all. I think they still think long term they're hoping that they can play together.
Yeah, I think viewing one or the other as the guy is looking at it wrong.
Right.
You want to view both as two players that can fit and excel playing off of each other. And they're different off-ball players, right? Like, Scoot is a guy that has gotten really good at running into the catch when the ball gets swung to him or kicked out to him and getting ahead of steam downhill. And basically, if you're running out at him at all, if he's catching the ball on the move going downhill, it's really hard to stay in front of him, right? So the only way you kind of deal with that if you're going to drop off of him is by letting him shoot threes. And he's shot the three at 35%, right? So he's been a decent enough three-point shooter to be somebody you can kick the ball out to, although his off-the-dribble numbers, I believe, are better than his catch-and-shoot numbers so far this year. But that's the idea, is Ant, with his attention, with his gravity, can kick out to Scoot. Hopefully he can shoot threes well enough so players have to close out on him, and then when players close out on him, he's running into the catch on a kick-out pass from Ant, and he's able to get to the rim, collapse the defense, make a play, right? And then Ant has been getting basically no kick-out, catch-and-shoot opportunities for a while now, for basically the majority of the season. So if you have a guy that can get into the paint, put pressure on the rim, and you have multiple shooters that you have to respect, it could create some good opportunities for Ant to catch and shoot and get some easier three-point looks than he's been getting. He's been very efficient on the quality of three he's been getting. He's been getting tough three-pointers pretty much all season, still knocking them down, so props to him for that. But the idea is neither one are the guy, right? I guess if you have the ball at the end of the game, you have to decide who to give the ball to, take the last shot, right? In the past, it was Dame. Now, who knows? But during the course of a game, you don't have to designate one or the other as a guy. They just have to be able to play next to each other and learn each other's tendencies and build that chemistry, which is why Scoot returning and being able to get reps next to Ant over the rest of the season would be a great thing.
Absolutely. But I will say, Anthony's numbers in the clutch have been great this year, so maybe he is the guy you can give it to at the end of games.
Yeah, he's a much more refined scorer right now than Scoot is. So, like, right now, yes, you'd give the ball to Ant. Now, Scoot, I expect to improve a ton, given that, he's barely 20 years old. I expect Scoot to improve a lot. We'll see if Scoot gets to the point where you can make the argument that the ball should be in his hands at the end of game to get a bucket compared to Ant's. If Scoot can develop into the scorer that Ant is now, that'll be a good thing because Scoot's playmaking, passing, quickness is better than Ant, right? So if you're able to couple that with the scoring ability of an Anthony Simons, I don't think Scoot will ever be as pure of a shooter as Ant, but if he can become a decently efficient, 22-point per game scorer, and hopefully somebody that's getting 8, 9, 10 assists, that's a all-star caliber player, right? So that's the hope. Right now, obviously, it's Ant.
Well, I'd keep going to Ant in the clutch until he proves he's not.
Yeah.
The numbers bear out. He's, on most statistics in the clutch, he's either first or second.
Yeah. Been happy with his play in the clutch for sure.
And Shaden, like JP says, could be that guy too.
That's the thing, is with how much Shaden has been hurt, he kind of gets forgotten in these conversations. But the Blazers still... Going into the season, it was like, we need to find out if Scoot, Ant, and Sharp can play together so we can make a decision long-term as to which two we keep or if we can keep all three, right? That was something to find out this season. Unfortunately, I feel like we still have no idea. Like, I feel like we're no closer to answering that question. I think, idealistically, it's 2 of the 3. You have to be really good defensively at the 4 and the 5 in order to play all 3 together. It's just, basically Ant's a little undersized at the 2-guard spot. I think Ant guarding point guards is better than Ant guarding shooting guards. And then Sharp is a little undersized at 3. And it's just rough defensively. So I don't know. Maybe I've been swayed a little bit towards it's probably going to be 2 of the 3 compared to where I was before the season. But that's just based on me rethinking it. That's not based on anything we've seen this season because we've barely been able to see all 3 of them play together. And when they've played together, it's been Scoot struggling with rookie struggles, so we haven't even gotten to see a true test of those 3 guys together with Scoot being what he's supposed to be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but Sharp, though, he can get a shot off better, I think, than Anthony or Scoot, if we're talking about like a jump shot. So even with pressure, I think he can get a shot off. So maybe he develops into that.
Yeah, it would have been... I'm not ready to go that far comparing him to Ant because of the attention Ant's getting. Yeah. Like, I don't know how Sharp would handle the attention that Ant's getting right now. I think he would struggle with it more. And Ant being guarded by Lou Dort, like, is Sharp going to be able to get off a shot at the rate Ant did last night going against Lou Dort and being trapped by Chet Holmgren? You know what I mean? We haven't really seen him given that insane level of defensive attention that Ant's getting right now. The thing is, if Sharp was healthy right now, I don't think either he or Ant would be getting that level of defensive attention because you'd have another threat out there on the court to make teams pay. And right now teams are just loading up on Ant because there's not many offensive threats out there. So it's not like Shaedon has to be able to deal with that level of defensive attention unless he becomes a superstar, right? And teams guard him like that because he's that good of a player, like we've seen in the past with Dame. But yeah, man, it's going to be a question mark going into the offseason. There is a lot of narratives this offseason that are intriguing, right? And I know fans are checked out, no Dame, viewership down 50 to 60%, but there is a lot of things that need to be solved in the next 9 months or so that I think is going to make this team interesting to pay attention to this summer, even if you're a little checked out because of the direction of this franchise and Dame's no longer here or whatever reasons you have for being checked out. And, you know, the narratives is, how are they going to duck the tax? What's going to happen with Brogdon? What's going to happen with Robert Williams? Where do the picks end up, right? Do they trade any of the picks? They got second-round picks. They got 4 picks in this year's draft. And another narrative is, do they actually shop one of the 3 guards? Do they just go into next year with those 3 being the 3 guards? That's a bunch of fun narratives to follow this season, Eric.
Yeah. So
this offseason.
What are you thinking if they just run it back next year?
I mean, I'm cool with it because it's not like I expect them to be a contender or anything next year. Like, it's not like we're in the mode where, oh, we got to fix every little thing and we got to make sure everything fits perfectly. We're still going to be in a rebuild phase. Obviously, hopefully we're further along next year. We want to be progressing throughout the rebuild, but we're still going to be in a bit of a rebuild mode, and if ownership's lucky, we're going to be battling for a play-in. So I think I do think all 3 are back next year, and I think the earliest they trade one of them is next year's trade deadline, and that's depending on things that we see next season.
I meant back as in they don't trade Malcolm or anyone.
Oh, Malcolm back? Dude, I don't know what happens with Malcolm Brogdon, especially if he doesn't play the rest of the season. It's going to be interesting.
And then Taylor had a good, funny, I laughed when I read this because it's true. Cronin said a priority was to get bigger when he first came in, so based on that, we can assume he'll keep Ant, Scoot, and Sharp.
Thomas Ramsey says super duper rebuild mode. That means he'd be ready to win, though. So yeah, always believe the opposite. Always believe the opposite. That's funny. Yeah, man. I'm looking forward to the offseason. The rest of the season is going to be a struggle, but we're still here, and we appreciate everybody that still interacts in chat, supports the channel, because it does get rough this time of year with the Blazers and what they do this time of year, which is lose game after game after game with no hope of any sort of postseason action. So I always wondered, like, the first 2 years we had the channel, what it would be like to have the channel during a rebuild era, and we're in the thick of it right now. So I just want to say we greatly appreciate all you that still show up, still hang out with us, still support the channel, because I know it gets pretty rough this time of year.
Yeah.
It's, is what it is, Eric. It is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
JP Savvy says draft talk is interesting too, so that's something to enjoy. Absolutely. The draft talk is going to be so much fun. I'm enjoying talking about the draft. We got March Madness starting in a couple of weeks. 2 weeks from today is the start of the first round of March Madness. Eric, I'm ecstatic for that.
Yeah, let's go.
Looking forward to it. So we're going to obviously cover that a little bit. If you've never gotten into March Madness, this is the year to do it because it's a ton of fun, especially if you fill out a bracket and you're rooting for your bracket, or you have some sort of investment in some of the teams playing in it. You know, it's a lot of fun, a great opportunity to scout. So I highly recommend, if you've never gotten into March Madness, giving it a shot this year, because I love it. A lot of people love it. It's a lot of fun. And we'll be talking about it on Twitter. We'll be talking about it on stream. Obviously, that goes into scouting players for the Blazers and in general. So what's up, Echo? How are you doing?
And if you're looking for a little bit of draft stuff and you missed the stream last night, towards the end, we did a tankathon. Blazers got the first pick, and then we went through the entire lottery mock draft style. So go check that out if you're interested in that kind of stuff and missed the show last night.
Yeah, we'll be doing that a little bit more. I think maybe like once a week on a post-game show, we'll do a mock draft. Maybe next time we'll do the entire first round. I mean, if we do the entire first round, it might as well make sense to go into the second round, considering the Blazers currently would have the 34th and 41st picks, I believe.
Something like that.
Yeah, because Atlanta has been winning lately, so we have their second round pick, and we have Charlotte's. It's kind of funny that we're battling for Charlotte in the tank race right now, and we have their second round pick, but yeah, we have Charlotte's, and then the 35th pick was supposed to be our second round pick, and that's in Milwaukee. That's a second round pick we apparently couldn't get back in the Dame trade, so would have been nice to have had that. But yeah, right now 34th and 41st. The 41st tankathon has us taking Ivisic, Eric, passing on Jalen Tyson and AJ Mitchell, who I know a lot of people are higher on those guys.
That was at 34 or 14?
At 41.
Oh, 41. I love it.
Ivisic, and then 42 is AJ Mitchell, and 40. This is funny. 41 just on Tankathon mock draft. 41 is Ivisic. 42 is AJ Mitchell, who I know some people like is like a fringe lottery guy. 43 is Jalen Tyson, who I like as a fringe lottery guy, and 44 is Hunter Salas, who I also like as a fringe lottery guy. So I don't think Tyson or Salas or even Ivisic will last that long. It's funny. 39 is Keyshawn George. So Tankathon, I think, is a little bit behind right now. But you do got a lot of talent. I do think the Blazers can get a seriously quality prospect with the 34th or 41st picks. I think those picks are underrated at this point, with everybody saying the draft sucks. I think this draft has some depth to it, so it's going to be fun to continue to scout it.
Absolutely.
Anyway, anything else, Eric?
Borna wants to know what your thoughts are on Scoot. Like we didn't talk like half the stream about him.
What's up, Borna? How you doing, bro?
But
anyway.
He also called him a bona fide bust a few minutes ago. So.
Oh, did he? Yeah.
I
mean, he's always in here trolling. I was just happy he had a comment that wasn't sus or wasn't Scoot hate. So.
Well, he was setting you up to say something good about Scoot so he could trash it more.
Maybe. It's possible. But, spell Eric's name right if you're going to ask him a question, bro. That's insulting. Eric, you do not have to answer your question because you spelled your name with a K.
That's all good.
Anyway.
It doesn't bother me. Or maybe he was asking Eric Olson what his thoughts were.
Oh, maybe. Maybe it was Eric Olson. I'm not sure.
It wasn't, but we'll just pretend it was.
Yeah, we can go with that. Aiden Mount says, Bleacher Report had us taking Buzelis at 5 and Tyler Smith at 13. What do you think? I like Buzelis' upside. He hasn't shot the ball well. And G League Ignite prospects I'm a little bit wary on. But a 6'10", 6'11 guy with ball handling ability can change pace, like moves decently. That's a good archetype to bet on if you're looking for some upside at a forward spot. Like, I think maybe he can be a little bit Franz Wagner-ish offensively. That's the hope. So, he's been playing a little bit better lately as well. So, I'm fine with Buzelis at 5. I've moved him up my board recently. Tyler Smith at 13. If we're taking an upside swing at 5, I'm more okay with Tyler Smith at 13. if we're going with like a safer pick, and honestly a safer pick to me is like Ricochet, I'm not sold on Ricochet's upside, then I would want to swing for upside at 13. Like one of those two picks, the Blazers need to swing for the highest upside on the board, in my opinion. Tyler Smith does not come across as a high upside guy to me. He can shoot the ball. He'll probably be a role player in the league, but he doesn't create much and doesn't seem to want to create much. If he had more creation flashes, he would definitely be a top 10 pick. He just doesn't really show any flashes of creation ability, so I don't look at him other than a safe role player bet.
Yeah, I agree. If we got him later in the first, like traded up with our 2 seconds to get him like in the 20s or something, I'd be fine. But I just think there's too many better players to take him that high.
Yeah.
Or maybe if the Golden State pick ends up in the low 20s, I feel a little better about it.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a different calculation depending on where that Golden State pick is. And that's what we'll have to cover over the rest of the year. That's why we do Tankathon, so we can talk about prospects in that range. That's why we're going to do more mock drafts and whatnot. But this is maybe the most in love with covering a draft that I've been since starting the channel. And it's not that I think this draft is better than other drafts. I think this draft is just purely fascinating. Purely fascinating.
Yeah, there's a lot of potential for players because I still think there's a huge range. We've seen that a little bit in the last couple of years where there's, like, I think last year we were talking about guys like 12 to 35 or something are all kind of interchangeable. But now it's like even bigger, I think. I think the top, 10, 11 guys have kind of separated themselves maybe. But I wouldn't be surprised to see any of those guys fall, and I wouldn't be surprised to see a team just say screw it and take a guy that we have like in the 30s or something in the late lotto. So I think it's going to be fascinating as well. And I like these kind of drafts because it's more the drafts where it's kind of consensus, like where each player's range is kind of it's just kind of boring. Like this one, you look at a mock draft and you say like, how the heck does this person have Cody Williams that low or whatever?
Yeah.
And then you look at another one, it's like, how the heck does this person have Cody Williams 1? Mm-hmm. So like neither could be right or wrong. It's just like, I mean, I've looked at so many mock drafts and I'd be like, okay, this mock draft's stupid. But then I think about it like, is it really? Because, like, I mean, these guys aren't that far apart.
I think it's more stupid to try and go with consensus, right? And, like, it's these players are so close. If you're actually putting thought and actually watching these players, your big board, your mock draft, it's not going to look exactly like anything else out there because of how even the quality is from like 15 to 35, 40. That's why I'm super excited with the Blazers' 2 second-round picks, is I think they can get a first-round caliber player at those picks. I think there's a chance that guys fall that we don't foresee that the Blazers can take a chance on that could be good. So, man, I'm looking forward to it. This draft is going to be phenomenal. Somebody asked, when is the draft? It's Wednesday, June 26th, and Thursday, June 27th, because they've moved it to 2 days. So Wednesday is the first round. Thursday is the second round. So we're going to have 2 live streams. We're going to have to figure out how to cover the draft, in that period of time between the first round and the second round. That's going to be fun. That's going to be fascinating to see what trades maybe happen in between the first and second round, or how exactly that works, because that's something that's brand new. But yeah, man. I'm looking forward to the offseason and looking forward to the content. Something I want to ask chat before we head out of here. You guys know I've done player reviews every year. Okay, I've started doing some highlight stuff and editing them so they don't get copyright claimed and that sort of stuff. If you watched my repair video, you know what I'm talking about. I think I did clips as well in my Kamara video that I just dropped. If you haven't seen them, check out the main channel. I dropped a couple videos recently on those 2 guys. But I think I'm thinking about doing my player reviews this year, Eric. Just like scouting, like the draft scouting videos that Hoop Intellect does that Adam Spinella has done for Box and One.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about just doing player reviews in that style. I'm wondering, chat, if you guys would like that type of video more than the player reviews I've done in the past. Be honest. Because obviously I want to keep you guys engaged, especially after the season when a lot of people do check out.
Mm-hmm.
So if you guys want that type of video as a player review, then I'm willing to do it. I'm willing to do it. So just let me know in the chat, because that's what I'm thinking about after the season. Is that like using clips to break down player tendencies? Yeah, just like, this player did this well this year and showing some clips with it. This player, needs to improve at this and showing some clips with it. That's what I'm thinking about doing. I would, I've already compiled repair clips, so that's, I'm going to compile clips ahead of time.
There's going to be more better ones.
Yeah. Hopefully I'm not done compiling repair clips, So, yeah, and then we'll obviously have draft stuff as we get into May, June draft videos. We'll have streams twice a week still, and we'll focus a lot on the draft with streams. The lottery's a little bit earlier this year. It's on May 12th, which is a Sunday.
Yeah, it's not a Tuesday. It's always on a Tuesday.
I know. They, changed the timing of things. So, the lottery is basically 2 months away. So we're actually getting pretty close. So we'll have some sort of event for that like we did last year, because that was a ton of fun. And that's probably, hopefully, the day that we reach 10K on the main channel. And looking forward to it, man. Looking forward to it. Anything else, Eric?
Do you have rec tonight? We got
Yes.
to talk about your basketball. Yeah. Good.
Yes.
I do
We'll see
too.
if
I
I-
can actually play the whole game this time.
You've been having to play entire games?
No, I mean, last week I had to leave at halftime
Oh.
because of my son's game, and then, yeah, I missed a game a couple weeks ago too.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy how the schedule lined up for the rest of the season, because we got a ton of games, right? But literally starting this week, 5 Mondays in a row, there's a Blazer game. 5 Tuesdays in a row, there's no Blazer game. I play Tuesdays, Thursdays, right? 5 Wednesdays in a row, Blazer game. Only one Thursday in that stretch do we have a Blazer game, and then 4 out of the 5 Fridays is a Blazer game. So my weeks are jam-packed in the evenings right now, but it is nice because, I got rec on off days, basically, for the rest of the season, and be able to watch games. Although maybe that's a bad thing. I don't know. We'll see.
That one Thursday, is that the April 10th one? Or is that after?
No, that's March 14th.
Oh, okay. Coming up next week.
Yeah. So that's the Blazers play the Knicks at 7 p.m. So that stream won't be late or anything because of 7 p.m. tip-off time. So works out pretty well schedule-wise.
Yeah.
But, yeah, we'll have a post-game show tomorrow as the Blazers take on the Houston Rockets, and we'll have another post-game show on Saturday as the Blazers take on the Toronto Raptors. So weekend slate of games at home, so they're going to be 9:30 start times for the post-game show, 7 p.m. tip-off times for both those games. We'll see if Scoot returns for one of them, and obviously we'll cover him heavily when he returns. And then next Monday, 7:30 p.m. tip-off time on a Monday. Eric, I know you love that as the Blazers take on the Celtics.
Oh, well.
Yeah, so...
May just have to cut the post-game show short for my end.
Yeah, and I kind of want to cut them to an hour and a half over the rest of the season. We can still get in a lot of good conversation and stuff with a little bit shorter, a little bit more direct to the point stuff. So, Heat lead by 11 in the first quarter, as I voted, and chat didn't, said JP Savvy. So JP is shaming chat for their picks against the spread picks and not listening to him. So that's
I will
good.
say, be careful shaming people this early in games, though.
Yeah, don't. Well, maybe he's trying to jinx it so that chat can get a win. Maybe, but I think I'm gaining ground on chat today. I'm going to knock on wood. Fingers crossed. But anyway, that's a wrap for the stream. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. We appreciate you as always. We'll see you guys tomorrow night after the Blazers take on the Houston Rockets. And with that, we're out of here. We'll catch you next time. Until then, as always, peace out. Go Blazers.